Last year's winner in a caution-free thriller and one of the rookies on the front row for this next-gen race at the Nashville Superspeedway. Green flag flies for 199 miles of racing. It's ENEA on Monday night. Dakota Long and Jared Stone fighting it out for the second position. Defending champion Cody Johnson trying to get in front of Perrin Huggins out of that second corner, and already all sorts of mayhem on the racetrack. If you've just tuned in, you just missed the green flag, but no worries. We're going to keep you up to speed on tonight's racing and tonight's NFL games too. We got a couple Monday night games lined up. Cody Johnson leading. He's got the fastest lap so far. That puts Perrin Huggins, the number 8 Chevrolet, in the second position right now. Just trailing behind. And then the Camry of Dakota Long right now battling for third. Sean Anderson in the 13 sits behind them. Justin Shoup talks about a great long-run car in practice. Mama Vols in the house. What's going on, man? Glad to have you here. Thank you so much for coming through. How's the family? How are your beloved Tennessee Vols? How was their weekend and who's coming out? Let me know. Got a lot of football talk in the house tonight. Cody Johnson in the 08. Still leading the way. .33 miles around the Nashville Superspeedway. Nick Kaufman in the 1-4. Just to the inside of Ryan Lindeman in that 2-8 car. Connor Cordes on the outside of the lime green Michael Bennett. Fastest lap now goes to Dakota Long, 29.82. The driver of the DraftKings Toyota sitting in third. 9th in the point standings post Daytona. And if you follow Rick James on TikTok, you saw that questionable move into turn number 3 last week at Daytona. We'll see what happens this week with car 23. Nick Kaufman had a great chance to win that race. He's on the move now to the inside of Kyle Chafin in the 44. We're going to talk more about Access Fishing. Great folks down there in the great state of Alabama. The 2-8 of Ryan Lindeman gets into the wall. The 44 of Nick Chafin has some thinking to do as well. And if you see Access Fishing all over the place and you're asking yourself, well, what in the world is Access Fishing? Check them out on their website, accessfishingal.com. Custom soft plastics and quality baits for the everyday angler at a fair price. Now in a few stores across the southeast or right in the palm of your hand. accessfishingal.com. The quality baits for the everyday fisherman at the everyday fisherman or woman price. Caution is out onto the speedway. Ryan Von Henschel came off the racetrack. Jared Stone also involved in that double 6. Let's see what happened. 66 just loose out of turn number 4, loses it down the racetrack. The 2 of Ryan Pasocco makes it through. There's Ryan Von Henschel in the 45. What in the world happened here? Just a ridiculous crash for Von Henschel. Ryan Pasocco gets right into him off that 4th corner. What happened to the 2 car? He just comes up off the racetrack right into the 45. Here's the 2 of Pasocco. What happened? So that's a lap prior. Shane Stone in the 66 with a big blink there. Can't see what happened to Pasoko. There he is in that 2 car. Stone still nowhere to be found. Huge blink by Pasoko, but keep your eye on that 2. Loose out of the 4th corner. And here comes the 45 of Von Henschel, and I don't think he knew that space was always going to be closing. Have a look. And he goes for a hilarious spin. Jared Stone had nothing to do with this at all, and just a massive accident down that front straight. But Stone may have been involved somehow, because he's still in pit road getting repairs. Pasoko in 20th, Ryan Von Henschel in the 21st position. So Cody Johnson is currently being scored as your race leader. Perrin Huggins is in the 2nd position, and Dakota Long sits in 3rd. So it is a Chevy, Toyota top 3 right now at the Nashville Superspeedway. We're going to have a green flag restart next time by. We'll be back in 60 seconds for more ENEA racing, and we'll have those first NFL scores. Don't go anywhere. Ready to go racing once again. The green flag will come out and to the line. Look at Johnson. He spun the tires. Perrin Huggins jumps the restart, but he does not beat Johnson to the line. Cody Johnson spins the tires. Dakota Long takes advantage, and car 23 goes to the lead. Perrin Huggins and Justin Shoup drag racing down the back straight for that 2nd position. 91 on the inside of turn number 3, and look at the number 1 of Jordan Haynes. Running a full-time campaign this season. Haynes comes into this race 6th in those points. Huggins leads the points by 5 markers. Colton Hefner in that 2nd position as he finished in 2nd. Hefner right now finds himself in 13th in that 48, almost 3 wide out of turn number 2. Newcomer Dakota Dahl in that number 10 car, now to the inside of Sean Anderson, and Jacob Prince, who was not so sure of his abilities coming into this race, sitting in the top 6 positions. 14 laps underway at the Nashville Superspeedway. Jordan Haynes goes green, 29.95 on board now with the number 1. Haynes in fourth right now. Nicky Kaufman behind him in the 14 has the fastest lap. Kaufman's got to let out of the gas. He gets right into the wall in that NASCAR racing Mustang. You want to talk about nostalgic. That 14 is classic. Very, very late 90s paint scheme. Got to love that. Cody Johnson sitting in 7th right now. You saw he fell off the track on that restart. Have another look at the 08, the defending champion. No, he just spun the tires. You can see him wiggle a little bit. He gets right off the track there. Was there some contact? Have a look. Nope, no contact at all. Dakota Long takes great advantage. Johnson just spins the tires. Listen. Just lost control of the race car. It didn't even sound like he spun the tires. He may have just lost control of the race car altogether. Johnson now into the 6th spot. Justin Shoup sits up ahead in car 91. Dakota Long has the lead with Perrin Huggins behind him. Jordan Haynes in 3rd, now giving way to Nicky Kaufman. Justin Shoup sitting in 5th. Ryan Lindemann rounding out the top 10. And Cody McFadden in that 6-4, putting in his fastest personal lap. Looking at this delicious battle right now for that 9th position, the 2-8 car. Ryan Lindemann just getting ahead of Cody McFadden. Michael Bennett sitting behind him. And 2x2, 2 rows deep. Connor Cordes in that number 5 car just gets to the inside of Bennett, and sanity prevails for a little bit. The 2-8 of Lindemann really high, almost getting into the wall in the Haviland car. Cordes getting up close to him. They avoid making contact into turn number 1. Here comes the 44 of Chafin, who had some contact earlier in this race on the outside in lucky number 13th position. He's got a great run on Bennett. Lights are on at the beautiful Nashville Superspeedway. The 2-3 of Dakota Long continues to lead. Great racing all the way around this racetrack so far. And you know how they give away a guitar for the trophy for this race every single time? I wish there was some sort of like guitar emoji I could put out there. Maybe I can put out like a guitar emoji in the Twitch chat or something for the winner of the race. Nick Kaufman has joined the party. He's joined the top 3. He's going to force Perrin Huggins to give up the inside. There goes the 14 of Nicky Kaufman. Huggins in that unnumbered white car. We'll get that fixed here. Kaufman in the 14 behind him. Jordan Haynes in that 1 car. Sits ahead of Justin Shoup in the 91. And now it gets just a bit tighter amongst the top 5. Dakota Long leading the train. Justin Shoup has caught the back. Kaufman is in the wall. Sparks fly. Jordan Haynes now behind him. Cody McFadden sitting in the 9th position. Connor Cordes in 10th. Catching up to him. Further on back, Kyle Chafin and Michael Bennett are going to do battle in turn 1. couple of Monday night games currently on tonight's plate. We got the Browns at the Steelers. You gotta love that rivalry. Just something in that Northeast where those people love their football, salt of the earth. Mama Vols, if you're in the chat, give us your prediction. Browns or Steelers? Right now, Steelers up on the Browns 7-3. Pittsburgh coming into this game 0-1, and Cleveland coming off that win last week. So one team trying to reverse last week's fortune and the other team trying to keep it going. 1 minute to go in that first quarter. Browns have the ball and they're marching up the field just past the Steelers logo. Kaufman in that third spot, up 17 places from where he started. He's got something that these guys don't. That 1-4 car, despite some contact with the wall, is moving. And the curse of the commentator, just as I say that, Jordan Haynes in the 1 gets around the 14 car, and Justin Shoup in the 91 still sitting in 5th. Let's go on board with the pride of Bealton, Virginia, Justin Shoup. The number 91 still working on that 4th position, Nick Kaufman. Sitting up ahead, up 16 places from where he started. Michael Bennett in the 19 working on Connor Cordes. First quarter winding down in Pittsburgh. Steelers have the lead 7-3. Looking at the other game on ESPN, the Saints and the Panthers. I have no idea what's going on there. They're in the middle of a commercial break. Mama Vols, Saints or Panthers, let me know what you think. Anybody else in the chat, if you're watching this, let me know. Saints or Panthers, let me know what you think and who you got in these particular games. Billy Davison in the 54, that's a new name to ENEA, the Race Lab machine. Now working on James Staples. Look at the 5-4 getting way loose out of turn number 2. Staples almost gets collected in something massive. Have another look. 5-4 really gave it something huge out of that second corner, but he saves it. Perrin Huggins leads this race. Dakota Long is in that second position, 32 laps underway, and Jordan Haynes dives down to the inside. Huggins in that number 1 car, in that unnumbered number 8 car. We'll have that fixed shortly, just holding off Jordan Haynes in that number 1. Haynes continues to work on the competition. A quarter of a second sits between Huggins and Haynes. Bennett and McFadden now going nose to tail. Cody McFadden, who was a big part of the final festivities last season in Las Vegas, maybe struggling just a little bit on the concrete here. The number 19 of Michael Bennett trying to get him on the inside now. Connor Cordes just behind them both. Michael Bennett looks like he's going to find some sort of moonlight to the inside there. Car number 5, that camouflage Busch Light Chevrolet. Just sitting behind these guys, the 2.8 of Ryan Lindemann now wants to play with Connie in the 11th position. Further on back, Jared Stone, who started in the 2nd position. Now, maybe just being patient, he's on the lead lap after that caution. And we'll see if Stone is a factor at the end of this one. Billy Davison just up ahead for car 66. Dakota Long on the outside, the number 8 car, defending champion Cody Johnson on the inside. The Ritz Armor Chevy gets to the inside of the DraftKings Camry, right into turn number 3. Nick Kaufman now with Sean Anderson behind him. Kaufman was on the move after that green flag run, but now the tide has turned just a little bit. Car 14. Now with some work to do, he almost gets collected by Jake Prince. Jake really had to let off the throttle. Car number 9. Now looking to get around the number 7 and the rookie the driver in the number 7 position, the rookie, I might add. All the way down to the apron. You can see the 14 just wiggled. He lost control of his race car. The number 9 of Prince. Soldiers forward, Billy Davison trying to hold off the 6.6 of Jared Stone. Davison in the 5.4 hits the accelerator, tries to get around that double 6. The 2.4 of James Staples also in this mix. Let's see what happens amongst these three. Double 6 right up behind the lightning bolts of the 2.4. 54 car to the inside. Will they go 3 wide out of turn number 2? They will. Contact just in a little bit, but the 5.4 of Billy Davison very wisely lets off the throttle, and the 3 wide won't last for long. The double 6 still on the top side. James Staples on the inside at the front of this race. Perrin Huggins just barely holding on with Jordan Haynes behind him. Justin Shoup 1 second off that top 2 battle. Haynes, is he just waiting for that 2.4? Is he just waiting for the 8 car to make a move? Saints up 6-3 right now on the Panthers. Panthers with a run right up to their own 30-yard line. 14 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Game right now in North Carolina. And if you watch football, you know more than I do, so please feel free to correct me if I get anything wrong about these football games. Bryce Young under center for Carolina. It's going to be 2nd and 7 for the Panthers. Screen pass out to the right side. They're going to try and get it past the line of scrimmage. Fights off 1. He won't fight off 2 or 3. Makes absolutely no forward motion, so it's going to be 3rd down with 14 minutes and change now in this third quarter for Carolina. Down 3 points right now. Looking at the other Monday night game, it's 7-3. Steelers still, they're challenging a play right now just as the second quarter gets underway. We'll keep tabs on these games all night. Ryan Lindemann, Lucas Reed, Dakota Dahl, 12th, 13th, and 14th, respectively. Lindemann in that 2.8, still ahead of car number 10. Connor Cordes still ahead of Lucas Reed, who has slowly been creeping up towards that top 10. Luke is up 4 places from where he started in that number 3 car. It's been a good run for him so far. Sean Anderson down 1 place from where he started. Still have to give it up to Nick Kaufman, up 12 places from where he started, despite falling off outside that top 6 that he was racing in. James Staples in that 2-4 behind Davison in the 54 car. I don't know what I was watching where I thought the first quarter was coming to a close. It must have been 1 minute winding down. But 22 seconds remain in the first quarter of this Steelers-Browns game. Pittsburgh with the ball on their 43, and it's going to be a flag here, a false start or possibly an encroachment. I have no idea, but one guy shoved another guy, and then they started arguing, and now yellow handkerchiefs are flying through the air. Perrin Huggins still leading Jordan Haynes. Haynes seems to have made no more forward motion towards the lead. These guys still have yet to pit. The Access Fishing race facts will tell you can expect these drivers to go about 50 to 60 laps on one green flag run. 48 laps now underway, so we should expect to see some sort of motion, some sort of action towards pit road. Drivers that pitted under that first yellow. Lucas Reed, Connor Cordes, Jordan Haynes did not pit, but he just made a slick pass for the lead. Check out this move for first place. Car number 1, Jordan Haynes with the pass. Shuts the door right out of turn number 2. Textbook move right before green flag pit stops, and this could be what Jordan Haynes needs to get that lead and just keep it from anybody else. Perrin Huggins now behind with those pit stops coming up, but who's going to blink first? Caution is out just before these green flag stops come out, and that's going to be the end of this stage, actually. Silly me forgetting that we've got stages in tonight's race. I'm so used to TNT where we have no stage breaks that I forget we're racing next-gen cars. These are next-gen rules. We're going to have a stage break here. So that caution is going to come out for the second time tonight. Jordan Haynes is going to be your leader. He wrestles that away from Perrin Huggins right at the end, possibly just trying to get that stage win as well. So it's going to be some bonus points for Jordan Haynes. These are those Access Fishing points coming into tonight's race. Drivers are going to take a short break, and so are we, fans. Don't go anywhere. Carolina punting the ball away. 11:50 ticking down in that third quarter. Fantastic punt for Carolina. So the Saints are going to have the ball on their own 3-yard line with 11 minutes and then some to go in this first half. Clock is winding down in Pittsburgh. The score is 7-3. Steelers leading those Browns. All right, go ahead and grab yourself a drink, take a break, do what you got to do. We're going to do the same, fans. We'll see you in 2 minutes. Back at the Nashville Superspeedway, Jordan Haynes and Perrin Huggins are going to be restarting side to side. See if we can get a quick word in with Jordan Haynes. Jordan Haynes, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, man?
What's up is you winning that first stage. You just waiting, biding your time behind Perrin Huggins in that number 8 car and getting the best of him when those last few laps mattered. Did you have it in you the whole time? Was the car ready to take that lead and you were just being patient, or did you really just snatch that away in the last few laps?
Oh, man, I was driving as hard as I could to pass them, and dirty air out here is so bad. You just get stuck behind people and just can't turn, and the set's already kind of tight, and then it gets snappy on exit. So it's just something that we're all having to fight with. So it's going to be a battle for clean air and just keeping your right front on it the best you can, and you should be able to hold everybody off then. That's why I tried so hard to get the lead. So
you've got the lead now. You've got control coming to the green next time by. We got a couple of Monday night games tonight. Steelers or Browns? Who you got?
Man, look, I'm a Steelers fan, but it ain't looking too hot for our offense, so I don't know. I want the Steelers to win, but I know the Browns are probably going to beat us, so.
Steelers are up 7-3, man. Steelers are up 7-3 at the end of that first quarter. They just started the second right now. We also got New Orleans. We got Carolina. Saints are up 6-3 right now, right before, right after the third quarter started here. 11 minutes to go.
Hey, roll tide. Get it done, Bryce.
We'll see what happens the rest of the night, man. You got some work to do, though. So you got some fans cheering for you as well, man. Keep your head on tight. Stay locked in. Hopefully we talk to you at the end.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Jordan Haynes in that number 1 car is going to go back to work, and so are we. Just inside 100 laps to go in this game. Haynes with control of the field. The number 8, Perrin Huggins, to the outside. Green flag will come out. It's going to be 95 laps to go in Nashville.
Green, green, green.
Jordan Haynes continues to lead, now down the back straight. The number 1 sits ahead of Justin Shoup in the 91. Perrin Huggins kicked back down to 3rd. The pole sitter now sitting on the back foot. 7-3 right now. Steelers ahead of those Browns. Keeping an eye on that Carolina game. Let's get you an update on that. And they are, what is it? They're going to commercial, so I have no idea. It's still 6-3 Saints, but Carolina has the ball on the New Orleans 41. And it's halftime right now. Pittsburgh and Cleveland. This is going to be fun, keeping up with 2 Monday night games at once. I absolutely love this. Jake Prince in the number 9 on the outside of Cody McFadden in that 6-4. These two fighting it out for 6th. Billy Davison just went green in that 5-4 car. Remember, he was struggling tonight. Dakota Long now really aggressively trying to move his way through that field. Keep your eye on car 23. He's quick. Right to the inside of Lucas Reed. Sean Anderson, Billy Davison, side by side, but Davison, he's on the back foot now, but the 2-4 of James Staples gets loose out of turn number 4. The 66 of Shane Stone makes a little bit of sparks on the outside. 2-4 gets his feet back beneath him once again, and James Staples, he's in 13th. Making his way up the field. Nick Kaufman still the hardest charger of the night so far. Nicky up 15 places from where he started. On the outside of McFadden in that 6-4, the 0-8 defending champion Cody Johnson working on Perrin Huggins for 3rd. And apologies, I said halftime. That's what the ESPN app told me. Halftime. I'm not even joking. It's 14-14 remaining in that second quarter. 7-3. Steelers still. The Browns have the ball on the Pittsburgh 3. It's 2nd and goal. Let's catch up with that game. Justin Shoup in the 91. He sits behind Perrin Huggins, but here comes Cody Johnson in the Ritz Armor Chevrolet. Tries to get to the inside of Perrin Huggins, who closes the door. Car 08 working on car number 8 down that front straight. Huggins in the 8. Has to hold off the 08, and everybody's so bunched up after this restart. Let's see if they can hold it all together. Dakota Long in that 10th position right now. Connor Cordes up ahead. Single file up until you get to the 91 and the 8 that are side by side. I gotta update my stuff because I have no idea what's going on. I think my YouTube TV app is messed up. Does anybody else have messed up YouTube TV, or is it just me? Because the my YouTube TV was on some local commercial when ESPN told me that the Browns had scored. I have no idea what's going on. Maybe I should stick to racing and leave the football alone, but how about this race for the lead? Justin Shoup on the outside of Jordan Haynes. The pride of Bealton, Virginia wants to tug on the stage winner's cape. 66 laps underway. We've got a great fight for the lead. Lucas Reed and Connor Cordes went off the track. Let's see what happened. Oh, the 5 smacks the wall hard. Gets right into the 3 car. There's Cordes. There's Reed. He survives. Cordes just grinding along the inside. What happened here? Maybe some contact with the 23. Check this out. Oh, 5 car just gets really loose out of turn number 2. And Connor Cordes gets into the 3 of Lucas Reed. We stay green despite all that contact. 68 laps now underway. Jordan Haynes still leading. Perrin Huggins in second. Justin Shoup and Cody Johnson behind him. 11-7. Cleveland on Pittsburgh. 14 minutes to go in that second quarter. 8:58 to go in the New Orleans, North Carolina game. Looks like the Saints are still up 6-3. Put your predictions in the chat. Saints versus Panthers, Browns versus Steelers. Let me know who you got. The race for the lead right now belongs to Jordan Haynes, although Perrin Huggins in that number 8 car is going to try and get a taste. Here comes Justin Shoup in the 91, and then the 08 of Cody Johnson behind him. They're starting to accordion, concertina, if you will, out of that 4th corner. Down that straight, Haynes remains dominant at the Concrete Superspeedway in Music City. 9:36 to go. It's going to be 4th and 1 for Carolina. They're going to go for it on 4th and 1. Young coming back out onto the field. And nope, now he's coming back on the sideline. They're going to punt it. I think they were just trying to fake out. Are they punting it? Let's find out. I have no idea what's going on. I need to watch more NFL. I really am lost here. Jordan Haynes is still leading, but really that's not important. What the Panthers are doing is more important, right? Nope, that's Dalton who's going to be coming onto center. 4th and 1. We'll see what they can do. And now the Saints are saying false start on the Panthers. This could be 4th and 6 if they're right, and that could ruin all of their plans. Warp Lotus says the leader is stacking them up. I'm guessing one more stop to go to make it to the end. Perrin Huggins now tries to get to the lead. We'll see what this flag is about here. And indeed, it's going to be false start on the Panthers. So what was 4th and 1 is now going to be 4th and 6, I believe. 9 minutes to go in this third quarter. And the field goal unit will come out for the Panthers. So we'll see if they can tie this game up, make it 6-6 with just over 9 minutes to go. Drag race for the lead. The number 1 of Haynes on the outside of Perrin Huggins. Snap, kick. It's got the distance and the placement. And the 54-yard attempt is good. 6-6. Panthers and Steelers. I said Panthers and Steelers. I have no idea what I'm talking about. It's Panthers and Saints. Browns and Steelers in the other game. Let's get you an update on what's going on in Pittsburgh. Perrin Huggins now to the front on lap 73. He's now uncontested. Jordan Haynes, your stage winner in that second position, but not for long. He shoots to the inside, but he just can't quite make it stick on that bottom line. Steelers with the ball. They're going to try and run it up the gut on 1st and 10. They're going to lose about 3 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 13. Cleveland up 11-7 with just over 12 minutes remaining. Drag race again for the lead. Warp Lotus saying that one car has no long run. We'll see if he can be patient. He had a run long enough to win that first stage. He stuck behind Perrin Huggins in those remaining laps and just snatched it away at the end. Steelers with -3 rush yards tonight. They're on the Browns 40 on the left hash mark, taking the snap in shotgun. Throwing it, and it goes right through the receiver's hands on what looked to be a slant route. Who's number 19 for the Steelers, Warp? Tell me. Mike Tomlin looking on in disappointment. It's going to be 3rd and 12 for Pittsburgh. 11.5 minutes remaining in the first half of this game. Jordan Haynes back to the front, and finally he and Perrin Huggins have breathing space. Now Cody Johnson and Justin Shoup will drag race down the back straight. Prince to the inside of Bennett. This is for the 7th position. Jared Stone worked his way from the back of the field up to 12th. Still down 10 places from where he started, but he's battling with Dakota Dahl for 11th. And he's got 3rd and 12 there, and he's going to be thrown away by the Pittsburgh QB. And who is that guy? I have no idea. I don't watch enough football either. Warp Lotus says, I haven't been watching much pigskin, to be honest. I don't watch that much football either. I know the teams, and that's that's genuinely about it. So it's going to be 4th and 12 for the Steelers. Ball thrown way out of the way. A big punt there, and it's going to take a few bounces past Cleveland's own 10, so Cleveland will have the ball on the 9-yard line with just 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. Looking at New Orleans and Carolina tied 6. 9 minutes to go in the third, and New Orleans about to receive the ball, it looks like. Still looking at Jared Stone. I've been watching football for the last 30 seconds. I have no idea what's going on. Jordan Haynes is still leading, apparently. Single file all the way back to Nick Kaufman. That's the top 5. Cody McFadden and Jacob Prince drag racing for position. Touchback, and New Orleans will have the ball on their own 20 with 9 minutes to go in the game. Warp Lotus saying that whole group just broke up, and the one car got back up front, talking about Jordan Haynes up 10 places from where he started in that black number 1. Perrin Huggins in the 8 car. Now chasing him down that front straight, and we'll see what he can come up with. Cody Johnson, the defending champion, still in 3rd. Here are the points coming into this race, brought to you by Access Fishing. Perrin Huggins obviously leading the points after winning last week at Daytona. Colton Hefner in second. Hefner has had a rather disappointing performance, and speaking of Hefner, there he is, Colton Hefner in the 48, incredibly slow in that Logitech Camry. Looks like he'll be coming down into the pits or trying to rejoin the racing surface, not sure. But a less than agreeable night for Hefner. He's still just making his own space out there, not sure what Hefner's up to. But we'll keep our eye on that 48. Perrin Huggins still working on Jordan Haynes. These guys last pitting on lap 52. If it goes green all the way through, they can make it to lap 102 approximately on fuel. Dakota Long went off track earlier in this race. He had a big spill right ahead of Sean Anderson, who does not get involved with that 13. Long, careful not to come back onto the racetrack after last week at Daytona. And he'll get back up to speed. That's going to put the DraftKings Camry in that 13th position. And Long now working on Dakota Dahl with Colton Hefner up ahead. Browns get the ball at their own 9. It's a quick throw right up the left-hand side, and it goes through the receiver's hands. Still 11-7 with 11:11 to go in that second quarter. Dakota Long works on Dakota Dahl, and the Dakotas, who were East and West, are now West and East, and Dakota Squared is 12th and 13th on the racetrack. Cody Johnson in the 08, just behind Perrin Huggins. He sits in the bronze medal position right now. Chevrolet's in the top 4. Then you've got Nick Kaufman, who's up 15 places. Here comes another play for Cleveland, taking the snap in shotgun. Quarterback drops a little bit into the Pittsburgh end zone. He's going to try and run for it, lose 3 more yards. There is a flag on the play. We'll see what happens here. May have been holding on the Browns. Kyle Chafin in that double 4 coming up behind the 10 of Dakota Long. It looks like it will be on Cleveland. It's going to be 3rd down and a very long distance for the Browns. Chafin in that 44 working on Dakota Dahl in the 10. Speaking of Kyle Chafin fans, while we're at it, do not forget to head on over to accessfishingal.com, or you can check out their social media, Access Fishing LLC. If you do love a good bit of fishing, this is the company for you. If you know a fisherman that's in your life, with the holiday seasons quickly approaching, this is the website for any fisherman in your life. Custom soft plastic fishing gear, quality baits for the everyday angler at the everyday angler price. AccessFishingAL.com, or check out their social media, Access Fishing LLC. Get the gift for the angler in your life. AccessFishingAL.com. Jordan Haynes still at the front, but now the gap to Perrin Huggins has increased 0.6 of a second back to the number 8 Chevrolet. Haynes continues to lead this race at quite a quick pace, I might add. Browns are going to punt the ball away. Steelers are going to recover. They're going to try and return it. And they're going to get to about the Browns' 40-yard line, something like that. So it's going to be 1st and 10 with 10:31 to go. Steelers down 4. New Orleans still with the ball. 6 minutes to go in that third quarter, and it's going to be 3rd down for the Saints. We'll see what's happening here. Perrin Huggins 1 second behind Jordan Haynes now. Nick Kaufman in that 14 trying to chase down Jacob Prince. Quarterback for New Orleans waving his hands at his neck for some reason. Takes a very long snap, a quick little pass, or a little bit of a lateral from the quarterback out to somebody who's running the ball for New Orleans. It's going to be 1st and 10 with just over 5 minutes to go in that third quarter. Warp, who's 34 for the Saints? If you don't know, it's all right, but lie to me. Warp Lotus earlier saying that 23 had an issue in this race. Dakota Long did go off the racetrack, but he's made his way back inside of the top 11. He's 1.5 seconds behind Ryan Lindemann. Saints have the ball on the Carolina 11. It's going to be a throw out to, looks like a tight end for the Saints, and it's going to be 2nd and 1 or 2. Saints looking to march the ball into the end zone. Dakota Long looking to march towards Ryan Lindemann. Over the last 5 laps, this has been the gap for car 24. Last time around, Dakota Long just not quicker than Lindemann. Lindemann not quicker than Stone. Jared Shane Stone, to be exact, in that 9th position. Just pulling away. Ryan Lindemann now creeping up closer to him. 93 laps underway at the Nashville Superspeedway. Just over 4 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. If you're interested in that Saints-Panthers score, 6-6 right now, tie game. And the Saints are really creeping up to the end zone. It's going to be 3rd and 1 for New Orleans. Perrin Huggins in the 8 car, 1.7 seconds behind Jordan Haynes. Haynes is quick, but will his car last the rest of this run? Expect green flag pit stops within the next 10 laps. It's going to be a big run up the middle for New Orleans. It's going to be 1st and goal on the Carolina 2. 3:20-some remaining in that 3rd quarter. Saints continue to march towards the end zone. Looking at the score for the Pittsburgh-Cleveland game. They're on some sort of hiatus at the moment. Catch up with that in a moment. Jordan Haynes pulling away right before green flag pit stops. Sean Anderson to the inside of Lucas Reed. That's not for position as Lucas finds himself 1 lap off the pace. Cody McFadden also 1 lap off the mark, but he pitted on lap 87. He can't make it to the end, but if another caution comes out after this upcoming green flag set of pit stops, Cody could be in a prime position to make a pit stop under yellow after the leaders have made a pit stop under green. He would get his lap back and be in prime position to be at the front towards the end of this race. And it's a touchdown for the Saints, 12-6 now. Tony Jones Jr. rushing 2 yards for the score. 9:11 to go. Cleveland with the ball. They're up 11-10. And no, it looks like, well, Cleveland about to receive the ball. Pittsburgh might have just put in another field goal. I have no idea. I've not been paying attention. I haven't been paying attention to this race either, have I? Cody Johnson sits in 3rd. Justin Shute behind him by 1/4 second. Let's go on board with the 91. First play of the drive for Cleveland, coming off the touchback on the 25-yard line, is a run right up the middle. Gains a couple of yards, so it's going to be 2nd down and 6 or 7. 2nd and 6. Cleveland leading 11-10 with 8:50 to go in the 2nd quarter, so they probably might take their time with this. Billy Davison now being reeled in by Dakota Dahl, sitting in 13th. Cody Johnson in the 08, now still waiting patiently behind Perrin Huggins, and Justin Shute behind him. These drivers have been more than patient with each other. But again, green flag pit stops on the horizon 50 laps to go this time by Jordan Haynes with a 3-second lead. And these are the kinds of performances you expect to see out of drivers like Perrin Huggins and Dakota Long. Huggins, last week's winner, is in second. Dakota Long in 11th right now, 3.6 seconds off of the pace of Ryan Lindemann. And last time around, Dakota Long, 0.7 of a second slower than Lindemann. And it looks like the pit stop cycles have begun. Staples is in. Hefner also into the pits, but he's been in for a while now. Colton Haynes still leading in the number 1 car. He won't come in. Perrin Huggins will. He's holding up Johnson. There goes Prince trying to get around him. Huggins with a very slow attack into the pits. 3 wide now through the pits, and this is going to be a really interesting race. Huggins on the back foot if he has to pit before the very end of pit lane or before these two. Huggins did start on the pole, so he's probably going to have the very last pit stall, and he does indeed. 9-0-8-8 all come down to a halt. 4 tires and fuel for them all. Jordan Haynes also comes in. Justin Shoup comes in. So for the first time tonight, your race leader is Nicky Kaufman. Still 11-10 with 7:41 remaining in the Cleveland game. 2:56 to go in the third. Saints up 13-6. They've got 1st and 10 on the New Orleans 35. Cleveland sitting on the Pittsburgh 18-yard line, so some work to do for the Browns. Let's see if we can catch up and see exactly what's happening in real time with the other game. Kaufman still leads. He has not come down into the pits. He last pitted on lap 52. Expect Nicky to make it to about right here, 1:04. How about Michael Bennett up into the second with the benefit of the pit stop cycle? Good for him. Dakota Long also yet to pit. He pitted on lap 54. Kyle Chafin pitted on lap 54. McFadden, who pitted on lap 87, he might have to come in with about 13 to 14 laps to go if the race goes green. Huggins back out on the racetrack. He was one of the leaders when the pit stop cycle started. This last time through, 30.15 seconds. Nick Kaufman, 31.17. So a full second is the difference with those fresh tires. And this looks like it might be a potential intentional grounding. Talking about the Saints and Panthers right now. 13-6, New Orleans, 2:30 and ticking to go. It's going to be 2nd and 16 for Carolina. Here comes Kaufman. He's in. Chafin stays out, and Kyle Chafin now your new leader at the Nashville Superspeedway. And another long throw there for Carolina. It's going to be 3rd and 16 with 2:15 to go in that third quarter. How about Kyle Chafin, though? Is he going to throw a Hail Mary and try and go for it on fuel distance? And I don't think he can. Chafin's going to come down in that 44. He's going to give up the race lead. Jordan Haynes will reclaim his top spot, and he just went green. 29.74, Jordan Haynes. His personal best. Haynes reclaims the top spot. 29.78 that last time through. Perrin Huggins with a very slow attack on pit road down to 5th. 29.79 though for Huggins. His personal best, and he is on pace with race leader Jordan Haynes. Cody McFadden up ahead in the 6-4. Again, with the most worn tires on track now, Cody McFadden. So he's got to hope for a yellow flag to come out between now and lap 137. We'll see. $1:45 to go, and it's going to be 4th and 6 for Carolina. They're going to punt the ball away to New Orleans. Rashid Shaheed on the returning duty for the Saints. Caution is out. There is the caution that Cody McFadden needed. Nick Kaufman has crashed. What happened to the 14 car? just leading coming out of the pits. Has Kaufman lost the race car? Right on the apron in turn number 4. He just loses it. Turns sharp right and goes right into the wall. Have another look. Kaufman hits the apron, and he's lost the car. That's a heavy slam. Have another look. Kaufman, who was on pace to fight for the win, now with no fast repairs. Kaufman getting the car repaired, and maybe he can come out for some extra points. Given that first performance and the performance tonight, you'd say he's in championship contention. But we'll see what kind of fighting spirit the driver of the 14 car has. So the 6'4" of Cody McFadden benefits big time. He pitted on lap 87. He was a lap down, got his lap back with the green flag pit stop cycle. Now he's got fresh tires and fuel, about 8 laps longer than anybody else. It's still a is it a one-stop race to the end? No. Everybody should be able to make it on fuel from here. We know Cody McFadden and Cody B. Johnson will be good on fuel, even through some green-white checker finishes. Sean Anderson in the same boat. All of the top 11 drivers, no, top 10, I'm sorry. I can't count. All of the top 10 drivers on the left-hand side of your screen cannot make it through more than one green-white checkered finish. That's if it stays green to the end. Could be a fuel mileage race. We'll see exactly what happens here. 13-6 New Orleans with 16 seconds to go. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for them. In the Pittsburgh-Cleveland game, it's now 16-11, and it looks like a flag on the extra point here. So the Steelers are leading with just over 6 minutes remaining in that second quarter. And now New Orleans running the ball all the way up to the Panthers logo. They're going to be on the Panthers' 49-yard line. So as time expires in the third quarter, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Saints, who are up 7 points on the Panthers in Carolina. Pittsburgh at home right now, leading those Steelers off a huge pass play for the touchdown. So a couple of close games in the NFL tonight and a close race as well. Drivers are stacked up, and we're going to get the green flag next time by, fans. Don't go anywhere. This next-gen race is heating up, and we're going to have fewer than 47 laps to go when we take the green. We'll see you in 60 seconds. Lights are out atop the pace car. We're going to have 48 laps to go when we take the green flag. 11-10 Cleveland, 13-6 New Orleans. Green flag will come out with 48 to go. Jordan Haynes, your race leader. Jacob Prince to the outside. Great jump by the number 1 car, and we're racing again in Music City. Great drag race for that second position. You've got Jacob Prince in the 9, Perrin Huggins in the 8, into turn number 1, Justin Shoup and Michael Bennett 4th and 5th. Bennett, a big surprise in that 19 car. There's one driver that, despite last year's performances, showed promise. And look at this Bennett now on the inside of Justin Shoup, 19 to the inside of the 91. That's a move for 4th. Perrin Huggins gets into 2nd. Jordan Haynes running away with this race. 35, because I can't count. 35 laps to go now. New Orleans running all the way out to the Panthers' 38-yard line. 42. I can't. Someone's got to really count football for me, because I certainly can't. But anyway, 13-6 New Orleans. And in the Pittsburgh game, I have no idea, because they're in the middle of a commercial. Jordan Haynes now tearing this field apart. But here comes Dakota Long on the inside of Jared Stone. Long benefits from that caution. He was outside of the top 10 for the longest time. Now he works on Michael Bennett, who's working on Justin Shoup. And you want to talk about drama. The 91 of Shoup and the 23 of Dakota Long. They have a long history, a very just torrid history between each other, wrecking each other on purpose last season in a couple races. Really just some embarrassing moves last season. And hopefully this year they can keep their antics to themselves. So far, so good in round 1. We'll see what happens in the rest of race number 2. Long working on Justin Shoup for the 4th position. 117 laps about to be complete. 5 drivers last time around all went green, including Perrin Huggins, Jacob Prince, Dakota Long, Ryan Lindemann, Cody McFadden, all put in personal bests. Long with another personal best. Michael Bennett, Jared Stone, Kyle Chafin in the Access Fishing Machine with a personal best. Cleveland with a throw right up the middle of the field, and it goes through the receiver's hands. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Cleveland down 5 points with 6 minutes to go in the first half. Looking out to Charlotte, it's going to be 4th and 10 for the Saints. Carolina will get the ball back, down 7 points with 13 minutes to go in this game. Shoup in the 91 still holding off Dakota Long. Most of the drivers in the top 8 separated now by just a couple tenths of a second. Long now pushing the 91 of Shoup through the tri-oval. Bump drafting at Daytona became a big problem for a lot of these drivers, and they certainly shouldn't be bump drafting here. Long gets to the inside of Shoup. They will drag race for the 4th position. Long with advantage into turn number 3. And he will now edge that 91 into the corner. Jordan Haynes ahead of Perrin Huggins by 4 tenths of a second. 30 laps remain. All of the drivers in the top 6 can make it to at least one green-white checkered finish. 4th and 11 for Cleveland with 5 minutes to go in the half. They're down 5 points. And it looks like the Browns may have just given up a sack, and they almost did. Watson with a lot of pressure. He's going to throw it away. And almost a catch for Cleveland. So 4th and 11, and the Browns will punt the ball away. Dakota Long still on the inside of Justin Shoup. Fair catch, and a fair catch was signaled, and then there's a tackle here from a Browns player, so that could be a big flag, and there is the flag. from the referee. 5:08 to go, and the Steelers are going to have pretty good field position, trying to pad the score against the Browns, while Justin Shoup tries to keep his position ahead of Dakota Long. James Staples working on the 5-4 of Billy Davison. This is for the 14th position. If you've just tuned in, it's been a couple of cautions tonight. Nothing massive this evening. Well, actually, I say that. There has been one massive crash. Where is that bit of Colton Hefner who went off the... No, Ryan Von Henschel. Check this out. This is ridiculous. Von Henschel just goes full speed down into the racetrack, not assuming the 2-car is going to be falling off the track. Have a look at Ryan Pasoko here. Now, this is the lap prior. Two-car of Pasoko battling with 3 of Lucas Reed. Keep your eye on the 2. He's going to make heavy contact with the outside wall. That white number 2 car there, the 45 of Ryan Von Henschel, will make extreme contact, and it's going to be over from there. And the 45 goes tumbling in a ridiculous manner. So that massive accident brought out a caution early on in this race. We had a stage caution after that, and since then, we got one more incident, but I can't remember. Somebody can remind me here, but it's 25 laps to go now. Justin Shoup ahead of Cody Johnson, who's gotten around Dakota Long, and Michael Bennett now trying to get an advantage on that 23 Camry. Jordan Haynes leading Perrin Huggins by 0.4 of a second. It's going to be 2nd and 5 for Carolina. 12 minutes to go. They've got the ball on their own 25-yard line. They're going to run it up the gut, and they're going to get a first down on their own 31, I believe. Cleveland still down 5 points. It's going to be 3rd and 8 for the Steelers now. Cleveland looking for a big stop here, looking for a chance to get back on top. Throw to the right side of the field. It looks like it's caught, and it is caught for a first down. So it's going to be 1st and 10 on the Cleveland 41. Steelers looking to score before the end of this half. Perrin Huggins looking to get some sort of advantage on Jake Prince. Meanwhile, Michael Bennett and Dakota Long still side by side. Justin Shoup loving the sight of this. Anderson in the 13, he's behind these two that are fighting. Cody McFadden behind Shane Stone. This is the battle for 9th. Jake Prince just ahead of defending champion Cody Johnson. Prince earlier tonight in practice saying, I'm not going to be any good, don't like a concrete racetrack. Here he is battling for the bronze medal right now. 20 to go, and next time by 1-9 at the line. Jordan Haynes leading by 1.3 seconds. Jared Stone side by side with Cody McFadden, and the rookie Stone, who started out in the 2nd position. He dropped all the way to 18th, and look at him now in the top 10. Update on the Steelers game. 16-11 Steelers, 2:52 remaining in the second quarter. It's going to be 4th and 10 for Pittsburgh. No idea what yard line they're at, so I have no idea what they're about to do. We'll find out. Dakota Long now wants to get around the 6'4" of Cody McFadden. Punt for Pittsburgh. And it's going to go through the end zone, and it will be a touchback for Cleveland. So 2:46 will be left in the second quarter, and there's a flag on that play that I'm so not interested in. Carolina looks like they just had a huge run up the field here. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Panthers with 8:43 to go. They're down 7. They need to score here, or they're going to be in huge trouble. Perrin Huggins, he's got to make a move at this point in the race. 2 seconds behind the race leader now. Jordan Haynes turning on the Jets. Jacob Prince on the outside of Cody Johnson with Justin Shoup now in the distance. 15 laps to go next time by. Lindemann in the 28, now working on Dakota Long. This is for 9th. Long is loose. Lindemann gets to the inside. Here comes Kyle Chafin to make it 3 wide out of turn number 2. Brave move by the Alabama pilot. The Auburn fan making just a little bit of contact, and he's got to let off the gas, and a smart move by Kyle Chafin in the Access Fishing Machine. Jared Stone on the outside of the 28 now. Dakota Long gets away with 9th. Jake Prince in the 9. Just ahead of Cody Johnson, who opens up the door ever so slightly out of turn number 2. Those are the championship moves you expect to see. The 0-8 to the inside of the 9, and the 19 trying to get to the inside of the 91. That's Michael Bennett trying to work on Justin Shoup. And another little screen pass by Carolina. They're down 7 points. It's 8:20 something to go. In the fourth quarter, it's going to be 2nd and 8, I think. 2nd and 7 for the Panthers. Lucky number 13 laps to go for this driver right here. Jordan Haynes coming into this race 6th after Daytona and trying to score maximum points tonight, and it looks like it's going to be very possible for the number 1 car, but still a super tight battle for the 3rd spot. One of these drivers looking to get on the podium, and pass interference being called here in this New Orleans game on a huge pass play. So the Panthers are going to get the ball near or in the red zone here. It is going to be PI on the Saints, who are up 7 with 7:50 to go. And the interference, yep, possibly right there around the 25-yard line. So the Panthers being handed a grand opportunity in this one. Cody Johnson gets around Jacob Prince. And how about Mike Bennett being handed a grand opportunity all over the back end of that 9 car? First and 10, 7.5 to go for the Panthers. They're going to be on their own 20-yard line. On their own, on the Saints' 20-yard line. I have no idea what I'm talking about. A little bit of a short pass right at the knees of a tight end, and it's caught, so it's going to be 2nd and 4, it looks like, for the Panthers. 7:30 to go. And now this time by 10 to go for Jordan Haynes. 3.25 seconds the gap. Ryan Lindemann gets around Kyle Chafin. That's for the 11th spot. Dakota Long sitting in 10th. Not where we expect the 23 car to be. But you really can't shake your nose at a top 10 run. He fell off the track earlier as well, so there could be some extra damage there. Long done a great job to keep that car in the top 10. Looks like it might be 3rd and 4 for the Panthers now. 7 minutes to go. Again, Panthers really needing to score here. Otherwise, they'll have to wrestle the ball back from the Saints inside 6 minutes to go in this game. Prince now struggling to hold on to 4th. What if Michael Bennett makes his way into the 4th position? Bennett has put in some practice. This would certainly be a career high for the 19. 3rd and 3 for the Panthers. Down 7 points. 13 yards away from glory. Bennett to the inside of Prince. They're going to race through the tri-oval. Huge sack for the Panthers. So it's going to be 4th, and it looks like 9 or 10 with about 6 minutes to go. We'll see if the Panthers decide to go for it or kick the field goal. Bennett to the inside of Prince. These two drag racing for the 4th spot. Bennett just on the inside of Jake Prince. It's going to be 6 to go. Next time by, Bennett just edging Prince across the line. Shoop just ahead of Anderson. 6 to go. And Mike Bennett looking to score a top 5 finish here. Carolina looks like they're just going to take the 3 points. The kick is up. The kick is good, so it's going to be 13 to 9. New Orleans will have the ball with 5:30 to go in the game. Looks like the Steelers and the Browns have hit the 2-minute warning. 5 points is the difference. Pittsburgh on top. They're on Cleveland's 44. 2 by 2, 2 rows deep, and that's the way it's been for several laps now. Ryan Lindemann just ahead of Kyle Chafin, and Dakota Long ahead of them both. This is 10th, 11th, and 12th. At the front of this race, Jordan Haynes with a 4 1/4 second gap. Prince just trying to hold on to the right-hand side of Bennett's car. Have a look. Bennett in the 19, just ahead of Jake Prince in that 9. That's 4th and 5th with Justin Shoop looming in the distance. Dakota Long just briefly losing his top 10 spot as Ryan Lindemann gets around him for the 10th position. Kyle Chafin in that double 4 all over the back end of car 23. Long, how aggressive will he get on Lindemann? Jordan Haynes has dominated this race tonight. He's got 2.5 laps to go. Long sitting in 11th. Ryan Lindemann sitting in 10th. Kyle Chafin in that double 4, now trying to overtake Dakota Long for the 11th position. Jake Prince has lost the grip on Michael Bennett, who's up 0.6 of a second. Cody Johnson comfortably in 3rd by almost 3 seconds, and almost twice that gap to this man here, Jordan Haynes, who collects the white flag. It has been a masterclass since the last restart. Haynes 5 seconds on Perrin Huggins, and the Nashville Superspeedway will be singing tunes about the man in black. Music City, on your feet. Jordan Haynes has come to Nashville to dominate, and he will win ENEA Race 2 at the Nashville Superspeedway. Justin Shoop in the 91 tries to get one over on Jake Prince, but he won't get there. Prince in 5th. Kyle Chafin on the inside of Dakota Long out of turn number 4. Long smacks the wall out of the corner. Cody McFadden 10th. Kyle Chafin 11th. Dakota Long 12th. And this man here, Jordan Haynes, your race winner at Nashville. Jordan Haynes determined to burn the house down, and I think he's going to burn it down until it blows up. Car number 1 victorious at the Nashville Superspeedway. Fans, don't go anywhere. We're going to have podium interviews in just a moment. On the podium now with your top 3, your score update in Carolina. New Orleans now leading the Panthers 19-9 in this one. I think they're reviewing play right now where a player might have stepped out of bounds. In any case, one driver that really made no mistakes tonight was Cody Johnson. Champ, you had a championship last season, and Daytona kind of an anomaly, but look at this, now 3rd place, right behind Perrin Huggins and Jordan Haynes. Great run for you tonight, Champ.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. It was good. Had speed and lost talent right there on that restart and clipped apron, and it kind of sucked me down to the grass. And I was just trying to keep it from getting in anybody else's way, keep them getting ran over. So I dropped fairly a good ways back, and then pushed back. I think got 4th or 5th in the stage, and just overused the right front. In that second stage, and then we had that caution, and I chose to pit, just thinking that I'd have an advantage there, and I did, but trying to come back up through the field was a little too much there at the end. So good win to Jordan, good run by Perry, and that was a fun race tonight.
Fantastic race tonight. Next week at the Michigan Speedway. Congratulations on your top 5. We'll see you in a week.
Appreciate it, man.
So that receiving play was actually called back, so New Orleans looks like they're about to score right now, and they do. So now it's 19-9, New Orleans with 3 minutes to go. Panthers are going to need the miracle of a lifetime. One driver who didn't need a miracle, who had a great run, was Perrin Huggins in that number 8 car. Perrin, silver medal tonight at Nashville. Great race.
Yeah, thanks, Rick. I just didn't save my stuff. Even close to good enough to beat the 1 cars. So he earned it for sure. It is what it is, and then we'll move on to next week and see what happens.
We'll see you at Michigan, Perrin. Congratulations on your silver medal.
Yep, thank you, Rick.
16-14, Steelers and Browns at the half right now. Extra point is good, so New Orleans now leading Carolina by 11 points with just a little bit remaining in the game. Fans at home, if you haven't yet been to accessfishingal.com, get yourself over there. For anybody that has ever enjoyed fishing, this is the website for you. We're talking about custom soft plastics and fishing gear and quality baits for the everyday angler at the everyday angler price. Check them out at accessfishingal.com or their social medias, Access Fishing LLC. Jordan Haynes, tonight's winner. Jordan, I think last week we talked about whether or not you would be a full-time driver this season. You said you were, and already you're scaring some of the drivers in this field. What a run tonight.
No, I wouldn't say I'm scaring anybody. Just tonight was just the night. I mean, cool to get my first win. Didn't think it'd be at Nashville, but I actually practiced for the daytime, the afternoon. And so when we got in here and it was a night race, I was pretty worried about that. But yeah, tires really didn't fall off too much. I mean, we probably only fell off maybe about 8/10 of a second from my best lap to my the end of the run lap. So it's kind of just about just try to manage the temps a little bit and keep clean air. Like I said at the break, I just wanted clean air and just I know me and Perrin, we fought pretty hard there when that stage restart happened, and kind of got tangled up a little bit, but it's hard racing. But outside of that, I mean, just one of those get clean air and try not to wreck situations.
You got clean air. You didn't wreck. You came up with the win, and now in a week's time, we're going to the Irish Hills in Jackson, Michigan. Can we see you win 2 in a row?
It's gonna be hard. I mean, Michigan's basically another Superspeedway. I really think it's gonna come down to strategy and just being able, just having drafting partners for real. Getting on and off pit road, and I mean, we're probably gonna have a lot of cautions there, but who knows? But yeah, it's gonna be a crapshoot, kind of like Daytona or New Atlanta or Talladega. So it's not really gonna come down to who's the fastest, but who can be the most aggressive and make the right moves at the end of the race. So
We'll see you in a week's time. Congratulations on the win, Jordan.
appreciate it.
Fans at home, that's going to wrap it up tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of the fun tonight, and thank you for dealing with my crap football commentary. But stick with us. We'll get better at that. Don't worry about it. Racing's what we do. Racing's what we love, but we love sports of all sorts. So stick around. Also, this Thursday, the Gen 4 cars at Watkins Glen, Thursday Night Thunder rolls again. You'll see drivers like Cody McFadden tackle the road course up there. Got a couple other ENEA regulars that didn't show up tonight that might be there as well. So keep your eyes out for that. And until that next race, everybody please stay safe. Do take care of each other, and we